Roger that. We scream for the ones who we never knew. We don't know their names, but we go silent when it's somebody we actually grew up with. That shit never made sense to me.
Mama KJ in the kitchen cooking up the
Yeah,
You don't know them, but you screaming their name. When your people got a dream, you don't even do the same. Show love to a stranger, but not your own lane. When I blow up, don't circle back with the shame. Who you know? Tell me who you really ride for. Who you show love to when it's time for war. While we cold, when it's friends but one with the fame. Now I'm up. Don't act like we ever been the same. I was starving. Niggas ain't offer me a plate. Now I'm eating. Everybody looking, wanna taste fake love. I can smell that shit in their face, and I did it on my own. Ain't no need for a chase. You was there when I was broke. Why you ghost me back then? Now I'm posting numbers, so now you posting again. Show support to these celebs, and you don't even know. But your bro got a dream, and you still moving cold. You're Bob Balenciaga, but not your homie T. You're a post Kanye, but you won't repost me. You dance for Drake. You gon' cry for Ye, but your day one drop and you really look away. Don't wait till I'm dead to show me love. Don't DM me when I finally blow up. You had your chance to ride when I was climbing, but you chose to stay silent, and now I'm shining. You don't know them, but you screaming their name. When your people got a dream, you don't even do the same. Show love to a stranger, but not your own lane. When I blow up, don't circle back with the shame. Who you know? Tell me who you really ride for. Who you show love to when it's time for war. While we cold, when it's friends but one with the fame. Now I'm up. Don't act like we ever been the same. I really used to vent and nobody would listen. Now they wanna act like they was part of the mission. You ain't clap when I won. You was hoping and wishing I would fold. Now you niggas broken, you twitching. But I'm popping in the city, got the world on my back. But the ones from the block, they won't give me no gap. I ain't bitter, nigga, I'm just stating a fact. You ain't with me, nigga, you can stay where you at. And I'm the same one who tried to bring y'all all in, but now I'm dolo. Gotta charge up for a friend, but it's different when you really come from the dirt. And the people that you feed try to do you the worst. Don't wait till I'm dead to show me love. Don't DM me when I finally blow up. You had your chance to ride when I was climbing, but you chose to stay silent, and now I'm shining. You don't know them, but you screaming their name. When your people got a dream, you don't even do the same. Show love to a stranger, but not your own lane. When I blow up, don't circle back with the shame. Who you know? Tell me who you really ride for. Who you show love to when it's time for war. While we cold, when it's friends but one with the fame. Now I'm up. Don't act like we ever been the same. You don't know them, but you screaming their name. When your people got a dream, you don't even do the same. Show love to a stranger, but not your own lane. When I blow up, don't circle back with the shame. Who you know? Tell me who you really ride for. Who you show love to when it's time for war. While we cold, when it's friends but one with the fame. Now I'm up. Don't act like we ever been the same.
Going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone who support the platform. Much love, much love, much love. If you are in the building and you can hear me clearly right now, please drop a 1 in the chat. Please drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly out there. Drop a 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly out there. Okay. I see you guys can hear me. I see you guys can hear me. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. And of course, we're back right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Of course, I appreciate all the love and the support. Salute to everyone that's in the building. Shout out to my lovely lady mods. Salute to all the visionaries. And of course, welcome back to all the new supporters. We got another great show lined up for you guys this afternoon. So make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Hit the like button on the way in. Double tap your screens. Double tap your screens and hit that like button. Double tap your screens and hit that like button. Also, share the show, y'all. Share today's show. Y'all see the title? Share the show, y'all. Share it on your community tabs, Facebooks, Instagrams, anywhere that you share content. Share this show. Share this show. Because we're going to get into it today. We're going to get into it today. Let me see who's in the building. Let me see who's in the building. And then we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it today. Shout out to my man Mark in the building. Peace, Mark. Shout out to my man Mark Majoy on the pull-up. Shout out to Miss Classy Creole in the building. Thank you so much, Miss Classy Creole, for starting it off with the disclaimer. Thank you so much. One of my top lovely lady mods in here. Good to see you. Good to see you as always. Thank you so much. Shout out to the cynical one as well. Another lovely lady mod in here today. Shout out to you, Sin. I appreciate you. We are 2 for 2 thus far. What's up? We need more tyranny. How you doing? Shout out to Tyranny in the building. Shout out to Miss New York Nikki Baby in the building. We are 3 for 3 on the lovely lady mods today. Good to see y'all. Shout out to you, Miss New York Nikki. I appreciate you. Shout out to my man Raj in the building. What up, Raj? Salute. Yeah, we back, man. We back, man. We're going to get into this. Because this, man, oh man, when I tell y'all, it's so much that's been going on in this country for so long. All I can say is shout out to the Trump administration for exposing. Boy, you talking about conspiracy theories being exposed? You're going to get into it, man. What up, Rocco? Shout out to Rocco on a pull up. Salute. How you doing, Miss Gigi? Shout out to Miss Gigi on a pull up. Shout out to my man Ebo in the building. What up, Ebo? Salute, my brother. Hey, Miss Keita T. Yes, man, we are back. Shout out to you. Good to see you back. Shout out to Miss Keita T, another one of my lovely lady mods in here. What's up, Keita T? How you doing? Good afternoon. Shout out to my man Rick Slick. What up, Rick Slick? What's going on, fam? Shout out to everyone, man. Shout out to everyone in the clouds. Shout out to everyone in the clouds. Man, y'all see the show. Y'all see the show. Y'all see the show. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. exposes the vaccine cover-up. Now, yesterday, if you missed yesterday's show, yesterday afternoon show, one of my lovely lady mods, can y'all please drop the link to yesterday afternoon show where we spoke on the reasons why they're banning the purchasing of junk food using SNAP benefits. And on that show, on yesterday's show, I also spoke on how the junk food and the processed food is what also contributes to the rise in children and autism and the rise in children with ADHD and a rise in children with a lot of behavioral and mental issues. A lot of this stuff is coming from the junk food, the snacks, the processed foods, the quick meals you could throw in the microwave, you could throw in the oven. All of those processed foods are a contributing factor They're not the main reason why, but they're a contributing factor to why the government has decided to ban the purchasing of these foods with government issued money. They figure if you want your children to eat poison, you're going to have to purchase it with the money that you work for. You're not going to purchase it with the money that we give you, because that same money that we give you that you're using to poison your child and poison yourself, we then have to subsidize more money for you and your sick children when y'all get sick because of the food that we allowed y'all to buy with our money. So that's a rise in healthcare. That's a rise in the price of medications and the production of medication. So they're saying, hey, listen, we're going to cut this off. We're not going to allow the people to use our money to get them sick and then come back and use our money again to help them feel better. Because this is what the government has been doing. This is what's been happening in the country. They've been allowing us to use their money to purchase the worst foods, and then we come back to them for their health care. And then we come back to them for their medications. So all of this stuff, the government is footing the bill. So now they're saying, okay, you could do whatever you want, but you won't do it with our money. You'll do it with your own. Because this is a big problem here in America. And we spoke on this on yesterday's show. So make sure if you missed yesterday's show, Miss Classy Creole dropped the link. Thank you so much. If you missed yesterday's show, yesterday afternoon show, make sure you check it out. But before we get into Robert F. Kennedy Jr., let's go a little further into the ban of these junk foods. Right? Let's get into why the 5 shocking reasons Trump wants to ban junk food from SNAP. Now, let's get into it. Let me share my screen. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Look what it says here. 5 shocking reasons Trump wants to ban junk food from SNAP. Number 1, he thinks SNAP is feeding lazy lifestyles. Trump has often framed social programs as enabling laziness. Banning junk food can be his way of forcing healthier choices to promote what he considers personal responsibility. Critics say it's about punishing the poor rather than helping them. See this? So that's the first reason. He's saying that it promotes laziness. It creates laziness. Do y'all agree with that? Do y'all agree? Do you think that if you weren't able to purchase these quick meals and you got to cook everything and prepare everything, I think it's going to make a lot of people uncomfortable. I think it's going to make a lot of parents uncomfortable as well. People are already saying that a lot of parents are going to be against this. Mike says Trump actually wants people to do well and succeed. I agree with that. Shout out to my man Self University in the building. What up, Self University? Salute, my brother. Salute. Shout out to Fierce in the building. What up, Fierce? Shout out to Fierce Soul. Shout out to Scorpio. Hey, Scorpio. How you doing? Good to see you. Well, we got 4 lovely lady mods in here today. Shout out to all the lovely lady mods. Classy Creole says, I love to cook, so it won't bother me. Mark says, most definitely. So let's get back to it. Number 2, it's a political move to appeal the health conscious conservatives. This could be a way to win over specific voter base. Those who see government aid being misused. By pushing a healthier SNAP agenda, Trump can say he's fighting waste and obesity in one shot. 2 birds in one political stone. Agreed. Because I actually agree that he wants children to be healthier. That's the purpose of banning this stuff. He wants children to be healthier. He could care less about adults. I don't even think his concern and all of this stuff that they got going on is really about adults. I believe this is about the future of the United States, which is the children. The children are always the future. The children are always the future. Remember that. Number 3, he wants to punish food companies that don't support him. Here's a rumor. Look how they always come in with the rumors about Trump. Some say Trump's targeting big junk food companies, think soda giants and chip makers, that didn't back his campaigns, cutting them off from billions in SNAP dollars. That's a deep-pocketed revenge strategy. Now, I could believe this as well. Because Trump is saying, oh, y'all didn't want to support me? Y'all don't make no money. And the children don't need to be eating it anyway. So he's killing I keep telling y'all, Donald Trump is a mastermind, y'all. Y'all keep calling the man stupid. Y'all keep calling the man stupid. The man is a mastermind, man. He's a mastermind. Number 4, it's a smokescreen to distract from cuts elsewhere. Number 5, it plays into stereotypes about poor people. So these are the 5 reasons that they're saying Trump wants to ban junk food. This is why. Barry says, what's up, Barry? Barry says, I feel like we are more and more divided every day. Why do you say that? Sin says, I'm but a fan of either party, but he's definitely not an idiot. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes revenge is good. Scorpio says sometimes revenge is good. But remember, this SNAP ban and the junk food ban, all of this conversation was started by this man right here. Let me share my screen. It was started by this man right here. This guy. This guy. This is the guy who decides that he's playing in the big leagues. He decided to go after the big wigs. You know, the people that people are afraid of. See, this is what I love about this Trump administration. They're going after the people who people are saying are untouchable. Oh, you can't say nothing to them. Oh, they never get found guilty for nothing. You know, these people. This is what I love about this Trump administration. Because they're coming at those people. And they're showing the American people that no one is above reproach. No one is infallible. See, we look at these tech people like Elon Musk. We look at people like Big Pharma, people like the FDA. And we think that these people will just never be held accountable for the crimes that they've done on humanity, the things that they've done to people. We just think it's a big conspiracy that they're being allowed to do this stuff to us. And that it's just going to continue to happen and nobody's ever going to say anything because everyone's getting paid off. But guess what we're finding out? We're finding out that that part of the conspiracy is a lie. Everybody's not in on it. Everybody does not agree with it. Everybody's not down. Everybody's not getting paid off of harming people. That's a lie, y'all. And see, remember, we even broke down the conspiracy stuff and how you got and how you even got to decipher that stuff. Because they told us for years that everybody was on the same side. Are they really? Are they really? Because it seems like the Trump administration is going after the people who's been making money off of humanity forever. It seems like Trump is in his administration is going after them people. He's going after the cartels. He's going after corrupt government officials. He put Elon Musk in his place. And y'all said Elon Musk was running Trump. Trump showed y'all who run the show. His administration is showing y'all what it is and what it's going to be. And this is why I have so much respect for them. So now we got Robert F. Kennedy going at Big Pharma. Now, who has the testicular fortitude to go at Big Pharma? You got content creators who won't even talk about this. They won't even talk about it. They won't even talk about it. So when you got somebody in the government that's ready to go at Big Pharma, I mean, hey, I don't know about y'all, but I'm willing to back them type of people. Because you don't think them people are putting their lives on the line? Huh? Because why no other administrations ever came at Big Pharma? Just pay attention to what the Trump administration is doing. Why no other administrations have done the things that this administration has done in the past 8 months or going on 8 months? Why nobody else decided to do this? Why everybody else just sat back and let things go the way they've been going? Y'all got to keep that in mind. Big Pharma got a lot of minions on their payroll. Absolutely. Absolutely. And see, this man right here knows this. He knows this. Let's listen. Let's take a listen.
I'm going to be fair on both sides, but I do want to let all of you know that we're going to try to limit it to 5 minutes. Secondly, this subcommittee in particular, prides itself on decorum. So I want to encourage everyone to be respectful of each other as well as with our witness. I'm sure he'll do the same. So thank y'all for being here. The chair now recognizes himself for 5 minutes for an opening statement. It's my pleasure to begin today's hearing by welcoming the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., to the House Energy and Commerce Committee Subcommittee on Health. Thank you, Secretary Kennedy, for coming before the committee to discuss the fiscal year 2026 budget for the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. In 2023, our nation spent an estimated $4.9 trillion on health care. That's nearly 20% of our gross domestic product. And when it comes
Did y'all hear that? Do y'all see how much money is being spent in healthcare alone? They said 4.9 trillion in 1 year. 4.9 trillion. They said that is 20% of the whole goddamn economy of our country. You see why they banning these processed foods? You see why? Look how much money it will save for the country. Look, you heard what the man just said. 4.9 trillion.
per person healthcare spending, the United States far surpasses every other nation in the world. And yet America's health outcomes still lag behind our peers. Life expectancy in the U.S. is lower than in other developed economies, and rates of infant and maternal mortality, obesity, diabetes, and heart disease are higher. At the same time, public trust in government health agencies has eroded. The results of our record-breaking spending speak for themselves, and that's unacceptable. The system isn't just expensive, it's failing the very people it's meant to serve. Currently in the United States, 3 in 4 adults experience one or more chronic conditions. In 2013, no state had adult obesity prevalence at or above 35%. Fast forward to 2023, 23 states had 35% or higher adult obesity rates. According to the CDC, in my home state of Georgia, 35% of adults are obese, and 1 in 10 adults are living with 3 or more chronic conditions. During my time as a pharmacist, I saw firsthand the toll that diet-related chronic diseases can have on individuals and families due to rising healthcare premiums, out-of-pocket costs, and missed work. The financial impact is astronomical, not to mention how taxing the physical, emotional, and mental burdens can be. Just looking at the impact of diabetes, the United States spends more than $327 billion each year combating the disease, with $237 billion spent on medical costs and another $90 billion in productivity losses. America needs a new prescription, a clear, bold vision for the future. We can no longer afford to simply throw more money at this problem and hope for change. It is time to break from the old ways and embrace innovative, courageous ideas that will truly make America healthy again. I'm looking forward to hearing more about how HHS is working to improve healthcare access for American patients and reduce provider burnout by leading on necessary changes to fix the broken health insurance prior authorization process. I'm also looking forward to hearing more about your agency's plan to reduce unnecessary animal testing. So many of us here today are committed to a more efficient drug development process, and I'm encouraged by the FDA's roadmap to reduce animal testing in preclinical safety studies through the use of innovative 21st century science. As a supporter of the FDA Modernization Act 2.0 and
So, as y'all heard, this guy's looking to hear a new plan. What is the plan for this? He wants to hear this. Yeah, 4.9. What up, Big Rock? It's insane. Hey, Miss Camille. Good afternoon, sweetheart. Shout out to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We got another lovely lady mod in here today. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Shout out to Alan G. What's good, Alan G? Shout out to my man T Church in the building. What up, T Church? What's going on, family? So y'all see that. Shout out to Bucket. What's good, Brody? Shout out to Bucket in the building. As y'all can see, this is a big problem. This is a big problem. It's a big problem. So let's listen to a little more. I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to fast forward it.
Spoke loudly and clearly when they rejected business as usual in November, and already in the first few months of the administration has taken significant strides to challenge the status quo. The budget we'll be discussing today rethinks how HHS accomplishes the mission of enhancing the health and well-being of all Americans. Like many other departments across the federal government, HHS has ballooned over the past 4 years. In fiscal year 24, HHS was responsible for 25% of federal spending. While increasing resources to our health departments might make sense during a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic, using that increase as the new baseline for HHS should not be how it operates. As I've said many times this year, it is the mission of HHS that matters most, not the bureaucracy. If this administration has ideas on how to more effectively and efficiently deliver on the missions Congress has directed HHS to undertake, it is our duty to thoughtfully examine them. This does not mean blindly accepting them, nor does it mean opposing ideas that go against the grain just because they're new. While some of the bigger proposals have consumed headlines, there are countless examples that reflect this administration's mission to modernize. The FDA's recent announcement about harnessing AI to help streamline review and approval processes speaks to this administration's commitment to embracing innovation to greatly benefit the American people. And innovation that's coming. Mr. Secretary, I was in Boston.
So did y'all hear that? So they're also using the AI technology for the medical field. They're using the AI technology in science. They're not just using the technology in the computer world, in the tech world. They're also using it to modernize the healthcare system. It's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on. And they're thinking about using the AI technology, right? Because the AI technology is a safer way than actual vaccines. I mean, they're going to be treating us like, well, they consider us human computers anyway. But could you imagine them clicking, dragging, and dropping something into your body? Think about that. Instead of them injecting it into your body, right, through a vaccine, through a needle, right? What if they could put you on a machine and see everything in your body, see what's going on, and then they're able to take medicine that's programmed on a computer, AI was on a computer, and they could drop the medicine in your body through the computer. They could fix whatever's going on in your body. What y'all think about this? Because I think this is what they're gonna start using to replace vaccines, to replace the vaccinations, because the vaccines are not safe. Injecting these things through a needle into people, they know it's never been safe. So they're gonna use the AI, the technology, biotechnology. That's what it's called, to modernize the healthcare system. They already use the technology to modernize the records, like the medical records. All of that stuff has been on a computer and stuff like that. Ain't no more file cabinets, none of that type of stuff. So they've been modernized the way that they, you know, the financial part and the registration system, all of that's been controlled by the technology. But now, which they already have the machines built, they already got the machines and all of that. But it's about now getting the people adjusted to this new way. What's up, LT man? LT man says several countries are at the forefront of using AI to develop medication for diseases. Yeah, I think China or Japan been doing it. I think they've been using it. What up, Self University? Salute, fam. Big facts. I don't get that shot. But would y'all consider um that way of receiving medicine instead of a vaccine? What do y'all think about this? I want to know before we get into this next video, because in this next video is when it's gonna get real. In this next video is when it's gonna get real. Classic Creole says, I would. Scorpio says, I'm scared of it all. I never liked needles since I was a kid. So I wouldn't mind that. LT man says too hot in Chicago today for me. Chillaxing at home till the sun go down a little bit. No doubt. There were restaurants on the East Coast that didn't let you eat unless you had the vaccine card during the height of COVID. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a fact. They wouldn't even let you in if you weren't vaccinated. Well, you probably missed the video that I was playing, LT man, but I was playing a video about Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and his committee speaking on the new ways of the healthcare system, and how they're actually speaking about using the AI technology in a different way in the healthcare system. Basically, they're going to use that to replace vaccines, because this Trump administration are totally against vaccinations, especially Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's against vaccines. Classy says, I hate needles. Scorpio says, I hate needles. Me too. Self University says, nah, I don't trust that either. What up, Benjamin? Benjamin Brown says, I don't even have tattoos. So you don't need, so you don't need as a bond in my life. So the question is, LT man, is would you rather the vaccines stay around or the new way that they're talking about? Which is basically, and this may sound crazy, and I'm adding my own little spin to it, right? This is just me adding my own little spin to it. But just imagine, right? You laying down, and they could see everything in your body, and they could see what's wrong. And how they fix it is, instead of injecting you whatever they need to inject you with to heal you, or do whatever needs to be done, right? Suppose how would you feel they treating you like a computer, where they take the medicine, which is like a file on a computer, they click on it, drag it, and then drop it into your body, like they're dropping a file into a folder. Would you rather that, because that's going to be the new way, or would you rather the vaccines? So now that these idiots are in office, what are we supposed to do? And we Self University says, I missed that video from yesterday. Going to check it later tonight. Salute. I used to be deadly afraid of needles. Me too. Me too. How you doing, Martha? Shout out to Martha Blandon. Is it the same as MedBed? I'm not sure. I never heard of MedBed. Martha. Ozzy says, I work in a medical supply warehouse, and they were going to get rid unless I got the shot. I lied and told them I got it, and they never followed up. Wow. I remember that though. They was telling people not to come back to work unless they was vaccinated. I remember that. And then they switched it up and said you didn't have to be vaccinated. That's why I never got vaccinated. Raj says, I don't do any vaccines. Me either. I haven't done any vaccines since I was a kid. You know, when you got to have certain vaccinations to be in school, that's the last time I've been vaccinated. And I took a flu shot before. Other than that, nah. Scorpio says, I retired early. That's a blessing. You was able to. LT Man says, I'm down. The new way. No more vaccines. If AI can produce 100% safe medication, I'm with it. Mike Miller says that tech will be misused. A lot of people will be harmed. And a lot of people are afraid of that, Mike. A lot of people are afraid of that. A lot of people. And I don't blame them. I don't think anything is 100% fail proof, LT man. I don't think anything is 100% safe. I don't think so. I don't never look at getting 100% safety out of anything, especially when you're depending on something outside of God or outside of yourself. I'm not even looking for 100% safety, but if it can be on the shelves and it's safe in that aspect, I might try it. I'm that type of person. I'm not looking for it to be 100% safe because I don't think anything is. How you doing, Queen Shay? Shout out to Queen Shay in the building. Yeah, I don't think anything is 100% safe. I had to get an eye infusion, and that consisted of 5 visits, which lasted 45 minutes. That was not fun. Yeah, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy, son. Martha says, good. I think it scans your body and supposedly cures anything, making you younger. I don't touch none of them vaccines. Ozzy says, yeah, smallpox was the last vax. Yeah, I don't play with them vaccines either. LT Man says, we give our and ourselves vaccines without knowing the true harm. What will we do? Honestly, I think that now with this Trump administration, What Robert F. Kennedy wants is he wants to get rid of vaccines altogether. He wants to get rid of all vaccines. Like your children shouldn't have to be vaccinated to go to school. He wants to get rid of this stuff. Y'all can look it up. This is why we're doing this show today, because we're going to get into this video right now about the CDC and how these vaccines are harming children. And this is the number one reason why that Robert F. Kennedy is going at Big Pharma. This is why. It's because of what it's doing to children. So let's get into this video.
In case you missed it, the CDC was just busted for hiding a study about autism. 1,135% increase in autism in the hepatitis B vaccine, and the CDC lied this entire time. These demons knew exactly what their shots do, and it's not just the hepatitis B shot. They knew this entire time. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. People will be arrested for that. That is crimes against humanity. The 1986 Vaccine Injury Act will be turned over, and these sons of bitches are going to be sued into oblivion for what they have done to humanity. This is one of the greatest days I have ever had in my life. I have been screaming this for 7 years, and many way longer than that. Get on your knees and thank God for this administration and for this revelation. We knew it. All the conspiracy theorists were right. And what they have done is so disgusting. Thank you, Lord, for this administration. Praise God. They're done. Thank you.
What did I tell y'all on yesterday's show about making this snap ban a racial thing? Like it's like it's about low income people, it's about black people. No. What did I tell y'all yesterday? Who did I tell y'all started autism awareness? You was just looking at a mother right there. A Caucasian mother. Those are the women who created autism awareness. It was them. It was women like her who started these groups. It's because of women like her that black women know about autism. A lot women like her in groups that women like her are a part of will blast and promote all over social media. This is what started prompting a lot of black women to take their sons and their daughters to get checked for autism. Because autism wasn't something that was spoken about. Mental illness and behavioral issues is something that wasn't spoke about in our community. We didn't know nothing about autism. Guess who taught us? Those white mothers. Those white mothers who was feeding their sons Capri Suns, who was getting their sons vaccinated. It was them. It was them buying the Oreos, the Doritos. It was them. It's them. And they're the ones who've been speaking against this stuff for years. Women like this woman right here. And Robert F. Kennedy is going against these people because it was a big cover up. Children was getting autism through the hepatitis B shot. And they just found the proof of this. That what was in the hepatitis B shot that was given to babies, later on, they developed autism. And it's not just the hepatitis B shot, it's other shots, vaccinations. You know, back in the day, you know what they called them? Immunization shots. That's what they called them. See, now they call them vaccines. When I was little, they used to say, you got your shots? You got your immunization shots? When I was in school, my mom had to fill out an immunization card. I had to have that card. My mother had to give that to my school. And my doctor had to have his signature next to all of the vaccines that I got. Those were called immunization shots. They told us that your children have to have these shots so their immune system can work correctly. And see, now that we having this conversation, guess what just popped in my head? How we know back in the day when I was young that those immunization shots wasn't giving us chicken pox, the measles, the mumps. See, if you're a millennial, right? You're a millennial. You grew up in an era when you was growing up, your friends had chicken pox and measles. How now that we know that these vaccines are giving these new children autism, how we know that's why we wasn't getting chicken pox? Because of those quote unquote immunization shots. See, because I never got chicken pox. You know why? Because when the chicken pox outbreak happened in my era, they came up with a vaccine. And I had to go back and get the chicken pox shot, the measles shot, the mumps shot, so I don't catch any of it. But my friends caught it. A lot of my friends got the chicken pox. I never had it because I got the vaccine. And then if you got the chicken pox already and you go get the vaccine, you could still get it again, just like COVID. Do y'all see what's been going on in this country? Look how it's connected. Look how they told you could go get the COVID vaccine and still catch COVID, catch it again. It was the same thing with the chickenpox vaccine back in the day. Some of my friends that caught it, when they went and got the shot, they told them, you know you could get it again, right? Because you had it already. Something to think about, right? How we know that those immunization shots wasn't getting us sick back in the day? Again, I grew up in the era where we was getting chicken pox and measles and mumps. 9 years old, 10 years old, you got chicken pox. You got your shots about a year or two ago. About 2 birthdays ago, you got your shots. Now you got chicken pox. We never thought about this. Our parents never thought about this. But look at what we're finding out now. That there's actual things in these vaccines that was giving us diseases, even when we were young. Even when we were young. And we finally have an administration that's going to step up and say, we got to do something about this. This is crazy. Justin says they were to create immunity. That's why mother sent us right to the friend's house so you could get it, become immune and not have to take the shot for chicken pox. Okay. Okay. Shout out to you, Justin. No doubt. No doubt. Mark Johnson Moments says they all said Kennedy was paranoid and insane. Guess not, huh? Mark Johnson Moments, you do know that's when they call people insane and crazy. People who tell the unadulterated truth. They always look at people as that. They always look at people like that as being insane, as being crazy, as you know, that's how they look at people like that. Because it's like, really, you said that? Oh my God, you said that? You had the heart to say that? Yeah. Yeah, God made me that type of person. He didn't make you that way. He made me that way. He made me that way. He made you the way he made you. You got people who was built like that. To call out evil in its face. You got people that's just born that way. Remember, God made us. We was born through our parents, but God make you. That's in the Bible. That God fashions you in your mother's womb. God made us. God made me the way that I am. But my mama birthed me. My mom and my daddy is why I'm born. But God made me. See, that's why they call people like that crazy, because they don't understand why this person is like that. Why where does he get the audacity to say this type of stuff? Why would he say this? This is how people look at Donald Trump. Why is his administration exposing this stuff? Because we need to know. Because our children are dying. Did y'all hear the man when I played the video? He said America has the lowest life expectancy rate. Do you know we live the shortest life here? And we're supposed to be a first world country, but people in third world countries live twice as long as we do. This is why this stuff is being exposed. This is why. Because it has to be. It's time. Because things have to change in order for things to move on. It can't stay the same. You see? Just like they told us, just like they said, yeah, we did make black people sell crack in the hood because we dropped the crack off and we dropped all the guns off in Chicago to start the drill rap war. See, that already done came out. The truth is already out about certain things. So now the truth is going to come out about more things in this era. We already know about COINTELPRO. That already came out. We already know about the sellouts. That already done came out. Guess what we finding out now? Who's behind all this terror and tyranny going on the people? Who's behind it? Who's been doing it? That's what we're finding out now. That's what we're finding out now. Check this out. Check this out. Shout out to the Trump administration. Let's get into this video real quick. Check this out, y'all.
I want to get into breaking news first. And the breaking news, and this one is kind of the reason why I'm headlining this one, because it's important to me and my wife, and it hits home because of her brother has autism. But RFK Jr. bans mercury in vaccines after 2-decade battle. No more poisoning pregnant women and children. And it's been 2 decades of battling this. And RFK, thank you very much for banning it. There's a lot of things that point to it, that it could cause autism. It does hurt children, but why not just get rid of it? I mean, I like what he's doing. I like Maha, make America healthy again. Great, awesome. Thank you, RFK. I appreciate that. So,
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. bans mercury in vaccines after a 2-decade battle. No more poisoning pregnant women and children. They was giving pregnant women mercury. They've been doing this for 2 decades. For the past 20 years, they've been doing this. For the past 20 years, they've been giving pregnant women mercury. And you see why I say shout out to the Trump administration? They've been giving pregnant women mercury. So imagine what that does to the child that's in that woman's womb. Imagine the side effects that the woman has. Classy Creole says, causing all kinds of issues and birth defects on unborn children. What up, Mike G's? Justin says 2 decades. Remember Tuskegee? Exactly. It was a what? Experiment. Evil. Diabolical. It's so evil, it's making it difficult for people to what? Shout out to my brother Corey Love. He did a great show this morning. And I love when he broke down, when he said how the devil distorts things and perverts it. He said, because live is nothing but evil spelled backwards. So when you participate in evil, you are living backwards. So these people are creating and setting the stage for people here in this country to live backward. That's the devil. That's the devil. These people are setting the stage. They putting it in the woman's womb. They setting the stage for you to come out and live wrong. Come out and live backwards. Come out and live evil. Come out and live evil. You already got chemicals in you. Your brain already is messed up. Ready, set, go, evil. Shout out to my brother Corey Love for that. He killed that. And that's exactly what we see here. These people are setting the stage for generations to live wrong, to live backward, to be evil. To be evil. They setting the stage with the vaccines, with the food, with the poisonous water. They setting the stage. So in your mind, you think the only route to go is the wrong route. Because you don't know between right and wrong, because all you knew was wrong. You came from wrong. You was born in wrong. You was taught wrong. They setting the stage. Look what they just said, y'all. It's been a 20-year battle to stop these people from poisoning pregnant women. 20 years it took them. Now, I know some of y'all get upset when I do this, but it just makes sense. Let me ask this question. How long was Barack Obama the president? 8 years, right? How long didn't Joe Biden have 2 terms? They said it's been a 20-year battle between Sleepy Joe and Barry. We could add up 16. That's 16 years right there. They said they've been fighting it for 20. God damn. So now we know who's been keeping these vaccines around, because we just counted up two presidents. 16 years. That's it. They said it's been 2 decades. That's 20 years, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all know I get excited. I get excited. Correct me if I'm wrong now. 2 decades is 20 years, right? Barack was the president for 8 years, right? Joe Biden did 4. Trump came in, and then Biden came in and did another 4, right? 8 and 8 is 16, right? Right? That's 16 years. Martha says yes. Classy Creole says yes. Okay. So I'm on the right track. So can we confidently conclude? Notice what I said, confidently. Notice I didn't say factually. I said confidently. Can we conclude that it was the Democratic Party who didn't care about our children? Can we confidently conclude, right, that the Democrats don't care about our children? That the Democrats don't care about women, especially pregnant women, because they was giving Mercury to pregnant women for the past 20 years. So when you go into the hospital as a pregnant woman, they shoot Mercury in your body. They've been doing this for 20 years. 2 decades. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, thank you, Manje. Thank you, Manje. Thank you, Mark. Mark says Biden only had 1 term. Manje says Biden had 2 terms as a VP and 1 as a president. We still could add up the years, though. And all those years, we had what? Democratic presidents. Shout out to my man Ant in the building. Salute my brother. Salute, Ant. Ant says, in the 1980s, kids were diagnosed with autism were 1 in 375. In 1995, it was 1 out of 150. In 2020, it's 1 out of 50. Ooh. You see how the numbers just, wow, bro. Salute to you for that, bro. Thanks for that information. Look at this, man. Starting from 1980. Remember, this is the millennial generation. Shout out to my brother Ant. This is the millennial generation. 1980. This is the millennial generation. In 1980, starting from 1980, it was 1 out of every 375 children that was diagnosed with autism. By 1995, it was 1 out of 150. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. In 15 years, it went from being 1 out of 375 children to 1 in 150 children. You see that? Sounds like some vaccinations is going on. It sounds like some people was getting vaccinated. Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me. Then 2020, 1 out of 50. So can we confidently say that this stuff is coming from vaccinations? And y'all gotta excuse me, because I'm very passionate about this stuff, you know, because my son is 7 months. And my son had to get his shots. Yeah. Yeah. That didn't sit too well with me. That didn't sit too well with me. But I had to do it. What up, Mike C? Salute. Oh yeah, we ain't forget that, Mike C. We ain't forget that, my brother. We ain't forget that. Hey, Brownie. Shout out to Brownie in the building. Ant says, technically, Biden had 3 terms, 2 as Obama's overseer and 1 as the president himself. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mike C says, poisoning babies, then persuading kids to cut their. Oh my God. Yeah, bro. Yes, bro. Yep. Now, oh man, bro. Now that you done brought that up, just think about how easy it is to persuade them if they're medically induced, they already on meds, and they already suffer from mental illness. It's easy for you to convince them to change their genders because they don't have no control over themselves. Man, listen. Autistic people are some of the most kindest people I ever met in my life. I'm telling y'all. These people don't mean no harm. People with schizophrenia are some of the most smartest, coolest people. But a lot of these people were just treated as human science projects, man. A lot of these people. And then society just kicks them out and throw them out in the street. This is how you get people with mental illness in New York City pushing people in front of the trains. These people are not supposed to be on the street. And then they kick them out on the street with no meds. So they having episodes, and then they end up in prison. And this man or this woman could have literally been a child who was a guinea pig, who was just given a bunch of shots and their mind was just messed up since they was little. There's people like that out here, y'all. A lot of people, whether you believe it or not. Brownie says, I blame GMOs and microplastics for autism rise. Absolutely. Because those things are in the foods. And they're saying that that's not, because I read up on it a little bit, Brownie, and they're saying that the food isn't 100% to blame, but the food is what's triggering it and offsetting it in these children. The food is making it worse. The food is making the behaviors worse. It's not helping them get better. It's making them worse. And by the food being so bad, it makes the children have to depend on the medicine more. And it makes the parents have to heavily sedate their children on medicine when they not understanding that the food is making them act worse than what the autism is already doing to them. You see? So I totally agree with that, Brownie. Them GMOs and the microplastics. Absolutely. Absolutely. All of those contaminants in that processed, packaged food. And we spoke about that on yesterday's show. Mike G says, Big Pharma thanks us for not being curious. Absolutely. And not asking questions. Justin says, I was born in 81. I identify with Gen X. My parents are boomers. Shout out to the Gen X, man. Even though a lot of the Gen X don't like us millennials. I don't know why, but shout out to the Gen Xers, man. My uncles and them is Gen X. Congrats, bro. My daughter's 8 months. Congrats to you, bro. Salute, man. Salute. Brownie says, I hate how sick our babies get after vaccinations. Come on, man. I thank God my son he didn't get too sick after his shots. But who knows? Because they give them shots, every developmental stage, they get another set of shots. So what's up, Travel Mountain Roads? Hi, I think there is more than vaccinations in play. I also think the food source has messed up along with the air and the water. Absolutely. Environmental issues, the food, absolutely. And the vaccines. Absolutely. Totally agree. Totally agree. Aluminum, formaldehyde, and mercury are all neurotoxins designed to call autism medical word, doesn't make money on well people. Shout out to you, Jenny Murray. Shout out to you. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat, man. Double tap your screens if you're here. Double tap your screens if you're here, man. I got another video for us. fluoride in the water and in the toothpaste. It's not one thing. Absolutely not. The tribe, shout out to the tribe. No, it's not. Absolutely not. We have to always consider, listen, we always have to consider the environmental factors as well. We always have to consider the environmental factors. So a lot of us who live in big cities where there's a lot of pollution, there's a lot of runoff water and all that type of stuff, where there's a lot of air pollution, water pollution, land pollution. All of those things are contributing factors as well. Okay? We always have to consider those things too. Always. Rocco says, my 16-year-old ill son just beat stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma. Wow. Every day I wonder how he got it. Wow. Man, that's a blessing, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you and shout out to your son, man. Stage 3 lymphoma. And he's 16. Every day I wonder how he got it. Man, that's rough, Rocco. Blessings to you, my brother. I wouldn't even know how to deal with that, man. That's crazy. And what if you was to find out, Rocco, that it was due to vaccinations, man? Like the lady said in that video. Crimes against humanity. Crimes against humanity. Who convinces people to commit crimes against humanity? But we keep wanting to say Trump is evil. It looks like Trump and the Trump administration, they're fighting evil. That's what it looks like to me. Let's get into this video.
I just went to the Autism Health Summit in San Diego, where people couldn't stop talking about Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and these comments he had made before it.
By September, we will know what has caused the autism epidemic, and we'll be able to eliminate those exposures.
Finding the cause of autism has preoccupied researchers for over 80 years. So Kennedy's timeline seems a bit of a stretch, even as allies say so.
It's too short of a time to actually do any research study. It is only going to be a review of what's out there.
But I found a lot of people at this summit already believe they know the cause, vaccines. This conference didn't offer press passes, so I bought a regular ticket. I wasn't undercover. I used my real name, I wore my badge, and I handed out business cards to everyone I spoke to. The summit says their purpose here is connecting parents of autistic children. What I saw was alternative health practitioners and influencers selling ways to heal or even cure autism, something that just can't be done. But the highlight for attendees was a video message from Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
I am your Secretary for Health and Human Services.
Kennedy used to headline conferences like this as recently as 2019, when he was a full-time anti-vaccine activist. And in this video, he thanked attendees, telling them that, quote, your issue is no longer on the fringe.
It is dead center and mission critical for the new HHS.
Here's the thing. Public health experts say that that's not how science works. Autism has been studied for decades, and we know that genetics plays a major role.
The one factor that's been consistently and reliably identified for now decades is genetics.
Likely with some environmental factors and developmental factors. What we don't have is a single simple source, which is true for many medical conditions and diseases. We have overwhelming science that says vaccines are not it. But at the summit, that theory was still very much alive. Vendors there offered products that promised healing if you could afford it. Water filters, detox kits, red light machines, supplements, blood oil changes, even stem cell therapies only available overseas. One woman told me that she sold her house just to pay for treatments. Another had flown to Europe for experimental procedures. But people here weren't just searching for answers because they believed that they had them already, and that doctors and the media and the government were all hiding the truth.
They're not hiding the information from each other. They're hiding it from you.
The headline speaker was the communications director for Kennedy's failed presidential campaign and the executive producer before that of a documentary that laid out a conspiracy theory, one that falsely alleged that CDC had hidden the link between vaccines and autism. That's a link that's been debunked in numerous studies. At one point, a woman handed me a note that read, "I don't claim to have all the answers, but what if there's even a small chance that they're right?"
Y'all see? So again, as I said a little while ago, it's not just the vaccines, it's not just the GMOs and what's in the food. It's also genetics. Because you have mutations, you have genetic disruptions that can create these things. So you also have to always you always have to consider that first. Genetics is always first. Before you look at the food, before you look at the environmental stuff and the developmental things, you always have to consider genetics, biology. Surprising, I'm taking biology too, and this is my last week, y'all, for this class, biology too. So you always have to consider genetics. You see, this is why they say be careful who you have children by. It's not just about the relationship part. It's about if this man gets you pregnant, right? Or fellas, if you get this woman pregnant, what is her background, meaning her health background, her medical background? Do she come from a family of sick people? Do she come from a family of people with mental health issues? Plagued her whole family? Because these things are going to be encoded in your child's DNA. They're called genetic markers. These things are going to be in your child's DNA. Mm-hmm. This is why they say the ancestors is a part of you. They're in you. They're encoded in your DNA. All the people from your baby mother or your wife's bloodline is in your child DNA, and all the people from your bloodline is in your child's DNA. That's the ancestors. Because y'all all share the same what? Blood. Y'all all share the same blood. This is why having sex with people is important as well. And they say sex is a sacred thing. Because y'all are exchanging blood. What do you think is in seminal fluids? What do you think is in seminal fluids? Blood. Okay? You put blood up in that woman. You put your blood in her. Y'all are one. Y'all share the same bloodline now. This is why this is important. Because you don't know what's in her background. That could come out in your child. Biology, genetics. 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 Got to be careful. L'Oreal, stop. Stop, sis. Look at you being funny. Look at you throwing your little shots. Cerebral spinal fluid. Come on, man. This is why this is important, y'all. Never discount genetics. Never discount genetics. Manje 11 says, but DS1, what could cause these genetic defects in people from your parents to you? Something had to start it beforehand. To me, autism doesn't sound natural. Again, genetics. Genetics. And remember, you have something called genetic mutations. So, for example, Manje 11, you could have had an ancestor in your family that dealt with mental health issues a long time ago, before they even knew how to diagnose a mental health issue. But now it shows up in a recent family member of yours as autism, as schizophrenia, as bipolar. You see? You see? Because people didn't just start losing their mind. People just didn't start, doing outlandish stuff and people not understanding why. That didn't just start. That been going on. It's just that people didn't know how to diagnose certain things. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't going on. Doesn't mean, and that could have been a person that could have been a part of any one of our families. You see? And then you got to remember too, this is why sometimes things skip generations. So you might have a couple of generations where everybody's straight in the head, everybody good. And then it skip to a younger generation, and then they got it. That's genetics. That's genetics. L'Oreal says, hey, Ross, people just don't care and cry later, expecting people to fix the situation. That's true. That's true, sis. I totally agree. I just wanted to call you out on your little shot. That's all. I just wanted to call you out on your little. That's all. That's all. But as y'all can see, man, the Trump administration is at work. They at work. They putting in work, real work, working for the American people. Working for the American people, man. That's what they doing. On all fronts, they're working. They're working. This is why they're encouraging the American people to get up and go back to work. Because now we have a government that's working. These people at work. Cash Patel and them is at work. Tom Homan and them boys, they at work. Non-stop work. Trump been getting on and off planes, flying from country to country. They putting in work. Work. They putting in work. They're leading by example. They're showing us, the American people, look at what we're willing to do for y'all. We work for y'all. We want to make America great again. And Robert F. Kennedy says, in order for America to be great again, America has to be healthy. That's what Robert F. Kennedy said. What y'all told me, y'all my supporters, shout out to everyone. What y'all told me? Y'all said DS1. You can't be up here talking this man shit and you won't go get in the gym. That's what y'all told me. That's what y'all told me. Lead by example. That's what the Trump administration is doing. Leading by example. Don't just talk it, show it. Show what you're doing. Show it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Justin says, I don't like Trump's constituency, but they are destroying America, which is facilitating prophecy. Babylon the Great is fallen. No doubt, Justin. You think America is Babylon? No doubt. They saving the children from traffickers and saving the American people from the evil deep state, the dark cabal. Exactly. 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 Right. I agree, Justin. I ain't never disagree. I never disagreed. What up, 18? Peace, fam. Salute to you, man. Salute, 18. So shout out to everyone, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in today. We will be back tomorrow with some more great content. So y'all stay tuned. I appreciate all the love and the support. Salute to everyone who came through today. Shout out to everyone who supported both shows today. It is very much appreciated. Salute to y'all. Salute, salute, salute. Much love always to my lovely lady mods that always come through and hold it down. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Shout out to all the visionaries, man. Salute to the bros, man. Salute to the bros, man. Y'all already know, man. And welcome to all the new supporters. If you enjoying the content and you would like to come back, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you notify every time we drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone. I need you guys to get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of today's show. And before you get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button before you go. All right. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.